Hello everybody, welcome to week 3. I hope week 2 was enjoyable for you. I have been really loving reading your writing. And so let's get started. Let's see what we have in store for week 3. So the first thing you always do is you print out your course schedule. You can see that it is on 2 pages, so make sure that you have both pages this week. We start on Monday and go through Friday. We will be having 2 classes this week. So I just wanted to make sure that you knew that. We will be meeting either Monday and Wednesday or Tuesday and Thursday. So we will have 2 classes during week 3. Here are your prompts for Never a Day Without a Line. They're right here, and I just want you to remember that you get to choose whatever order you want to do these in. The only caveat is that we will be starting one of the prompts in class either on Monday or Tuesday, and that is this "is it true" kind of thing. So please don't try and do this until after you've had the first class this week. Otherwise, you can choose whatever order you want. You can see here you have some free writing. What do you believe and what do you value? And you can see that it is still writing for 10 minutes. Set your timer. And then there's another little, once you're done with your free writing, compose your life's mission statement. And then you've got, oh dear, I'm so sorry. Then you also have another free write here that says what makes you mad. And this one says to begin with a list. And then you're going to keep going and follow those directions right here. You're still setting a timer and everything. You're just going to start out with a list, and then you're going to embellish on some points of that list. There's still a choice one that you can write whatever you want. And then this week we also have another mentor text. It is another poem by Ralph Fletcher, and it's called The Good Old Days. And when I wrote this the first time, when I used this as a mentor text, I did keep it within the spirit of this poem, just like we did with Where I'm From. I tried to do it from a memory of my childhood, and so I challenge you to do the same thing, a memory from your childhood. And so I'm going to read Ralph Fletcher's The Good Old Days. And I want you to know that you can absolutely start that first line exactly how Ralph Fletcher starts it, and you can even end the poem with the same line. So let me read it, and so you can hear the cadence, the tone, the structure of the poem, which is what you will be mimicking and using to write your own childhood memory. And it can be about anything at all. You're just going to steal the structure of this poem in order to write it. So, The Good Old Days by Ralph Fletcher. Sometimes I remember the good old days, sitting on the kitchen floor with my brothers and sister, each on our own square of cool linoleum. I'm fresh from the bath, wearing baseball pajamas. Mom gives us each 2 cookies, a glass of milk, a kiss goodnight. I still can't imagine anything better than that. So when I did this, I kept the first 2 lines. Sometimes I remembered the good old days. And then in the middle, I wrote my memory. And then I ended it the same way. I still can't imagine anything better than that. So that's how I decided to use this poem. A lot of you, I can tell that you use the mentor text, but you do a little tweaking, and that's just fine. So I'm going to read it one more time. The Good Old Days by Ralph Fletcher. Sometimes I remember the good old days, sitting on the kitchen floor with my brothers and sister, each on our own square of cool linoleum. I'm fresh from the bath, wearing baseball pajamas. Mom gives us each 2 cookies, a glass of milk, a kiss goodnight. I still can't imagine anything better than that. So remember, you are going to keep your poem in this structure, and I want you to look at this carefully and notice the craft that he is using here, and you will copy that same craft. Okay, so that's every day without a line. You're going to be writing 1 prompt every day this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I can't wait to hear what you write about. All right, the next on Monday. So here is your list of things that you're going to be doing on Monday. John Warner gives you a process in his book, The Writer's Practice, and one of these experiences is called You Did What? It's on page 59, and you should have your book by now. It is week 3. I don't have copies of this for you, so you need your book now. What you're going to do is you're going to follow his directions. You did what? You're going to follow his directions, and you're going to follow the process that starts on page 59, follow each of the steps of the process, and then you are going to post this to the discussion board, and it's a peer review discussion board. And you're going to do that by Wednesday at 8 o'clock. So that you're going to have 2 days to get something written down and posted by 8 o'clock a.m. on Wednesday, because that is when your job will shift into from being a writer to being a reader of writers, okay? The other thing you will have to do on Monday is you will complete a voice thread, which straightens out all the confusing things about homophones. And this is important because homophones, this is a huge error in students' writing that I notice all the time. And even though they are easy words that you probably have talked about in upper elementary school, middle school, even high school, I still see the same errors over and over again with the homophones. So you are going to learn about homophones, and then you are going to be responsible for spelling them correctly in your writing. Okay? So those are the 2 things that you're doing on Monday. And then on Tuesday, you have a voice thread that you're going to be doing, and this voice thread will be introducing our first big paper, and that is called the Creative Nonfiction Essay. And so this is going to introduce you to some genre markers of the creative nonfiction essay, and this is where we are going to begin our semester, is figuring out how to write this creative nonfiction essay. Okay? You also have a few pages in the writer's practice to read about writing is thinking, and there's a quiz to go along with that, so you can take that. And then finally, you have another essay to read and analyze in a reflection, and that essay is going to be called The Moon and Stars Talks. So you're going to do the same thing that you did with the essay by way of preface by Charles D'Ambrosio last week. So you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to read it. You're going to respond to it, like reflect on how you feel about it. And then you're going to go ahead and read like a writer and analyze what that author did to make it an effective essay. Okay, so that is your Tuesday. On Wednesday, you are going to have 2 things to do. The first thing is you are going to make sure that your rough draft is in the discussion board. So then you're going to switch from being a writer to a reader, and you're going to read your peer review group's essays, and you're going to give them some feedback, and you're going to make sure that you are not giving feedback that is like, oh, you spelled all of these words wrong. That's not helpful. If they're really spelling a lot of words wrong, then you can mention that, like, make sure that you're doing some spell check, because that's helpful, right? It's not helpful if you pick apart people's essays. That just makes people feel bad. What I want you to do is I want you to read it for meaning. I want you to figure out what really works. And then I want you to ask questions to clarify if there's any confusing parts. Okay? We are really striving to be a community here, and we are supporting each other's writing. We are not in the business of picking apart each other's writing. I will do that for you in one of your drafts later on. But for this, for peer review, you are supportive, you are picking out what's working and showing how that's working, and then you are asking clarifying questions if something is confusing, or giving suggestions like, oh my gosh, I love how you did it here. I think maybe you could do that again over here and it would make your writing really good. So that is the role I want you to play. You are not playing teacher. You are playing supportive, helpful peer reviewer. Okay, so that's the first thing you're going to do. And then we're going to revisit our powerful essays. You all posted an essay to this powerful essays discussion board. And now you're going to go back to that discussion board and you're going to pick one that you haven't read that sounds interesting to you, and you are going to read it like a writer. So you're going to read it and you are going to analyze it and pick out all of the markers of genre on those essays. So just do one essay, and you can choose whichever one you want, and just leave a comment with your analysis on there, okay? There's a nice part 2 directions right there on the discussion board that will help you with that. So just follow those directions. All right, and then on Thursday, you will be busy writing your final draft of You Did What. So you'll be taking all of those lovely suggestions and compliments and questions, and you will be perfecting the essay You Did What. And I want you to remember that this is a formal assignment. It will be looked at in a more critical way than like your writer's notebook. So make sure that you are following all the steps. Make sure that you perfect this so it is the very best that you can do, that you're handing in. And you're not handing it into an assignment folder. You are posting it to a discussion board. So just make sure that your formatting is not funky, and that your spelling is all checked, and that your grammar is all checked, and that you have followed the process. Okay? And then on Friday, you will hand that in to the discussion board before 8 o'clock, and then you will be replying to your classmates' posts. So you're going to find 3 to read, and if somebody comments on yours, make sure to comment back, and because that's just polite. If somebody said something about your essay in class, you wouldn't just ignore them. So please make sure that you are responding to the people that give you some feedback there. And then I also want to just let you know that you should check out week 4 on Friday, because there's a big choice that you have to make about a writing assignment for week 4. Okay, have a great week, and I will see you in class.